Hi, my name is Alexis, and for my persuasive speech, I will be talking about cyberbullying among teens. Has anyone ever experienced a negative comment or hurtful comment on one of their posts? In this new generation, we are all now more digitally connected. With everyone being so invested in technology, bullying has now gone far beyond playgrounds and school hallways. It now happens through text, social media, gaming platforms, and other forms of online chatting. This form of harassment is known as cyberbullying. That would be considered a form of harassment. Cyberbullying not only threatens the self-esteem and safety of our younger teenage community, but also raises questions about our responsibility as a society. My presentation explores the problems, key causes, and possible solutions to help stop cyberbullying amongst teens. Cyberbullying, beyond statistics, the emotional toll is devastating. One does not completely understand what goes through these teens' mind when being bullied. Everyone goes through different circumstances in life, and one comment that may not seem as bad to you may hurt someone else in a whole different way. I want to show a more real testimony, and the Journal of Adolescent Health describes how many people felt in a peer review. Victims described feeling constantly anxious, unsafe, and fearful of checking their phones. This shows how much of an effect certain things can have on someone. What we need to understand is that cyberbullying is not just a technological or physical problem, but it is an ethical failure in how individuals, schools, and even corporations exercise responsibly in digital spaces. Every individual in the online community, from the bully to the bystander, faces ethical choices that determine whether harm continues or stops. According to the American Psychological Association, the ethical problem is not only what bullies do, but what the other fails to do. Moral development in adolescence is shaped by social feedback. Schools and communities have an obligation to teach empathy when using digital technology, helping teens understand that every online interaction affects real people. This helps connect ethics with prevention. Teens who respect and have sympathy and empathy online are less likely to harm others and more likely to help peers when they are being targeted. Causes of cyberbullying. We need to understand why cyberbullying happens. That is the key to solving it. Using social media, messaging apps, or gaming platforms are rapid ways of widespread sharing without immediate consequence. The article from the University of Georgia states, quote, some teens engage in cyberbullying because of unresolved emotional issues that they have or to copy what they are seeing others do. Cyberspace gives them more courage. They don't have to do it face to face. It's easier for them to torment. Cyberbullies are bold because they don't think anyone will watch them, end quote. This is why it is very important to catch these emotional outbursts at home. Understanding that most cyberbullies also bully in person is a big part of these two types of bullying. They do go hand in hand. Many of these bullies target the victim both in person and online. This is where schools, parents, and digital platforms need to intervene. When we don't actively address these harassments that happen or brush it off as it's a joke, can increase these type of behaviors. We are risking harm that is avoidable. We need to teach our teens and children how to properly and safely use this technology. Main point 3, the solution. This is where we turn the problem and causes to what can be done. What we can do to help prevent and educate our teens in schools. Educators and most importantly parents should implement safe social media habits and being empathetic online. Not taking certain outbursts or comments as jokes, but actually sitting down and speaking to the child and seeing what is going on. Parents should promote open communication. Teens need to feel safe to talk about their life and online experiences. Parents also need to teach their teens accountability. According to PubMed Central, quote, parents and teachers need to promote dialogue about cyberbullying, aiding teens to find effective ways to deal with these situations to develop their empathy, communication, and social skills. Further research is needed to find therapeutical, school, and family-based relevant intervention strategies to prevent and reduce the impact of cyberbullying to understand its long-term impact. End quote. We need to be more involved. We, as a fast-growing community with more technology and more modern technology, need to do better in having rules and expectations from our young children and teens. We need to remind teens and adults that behind every online screen is a real person with real feelings. We also need to remind them that these people have the right to their safety. We should never ignore cyberbullying. Protecting teens is a duty both online and offline. We have an obligation to prevent harm, speak truth, and build safe spaces. Being proactive is one strategy in long term and build for a healthier social education environment. Conclusion. Cyberbullying amongst teens is a real and urgent problem, and we as a community need to step up to make for healthier and safer spaces. I have done a lot of research on how cyberbullying affects teens, but also how we can help prevent it. Cyberbullying is very emotionally damaging. Its root lies in technology, social dynamics, and insufficient guidance. The solutions are within reach: prevention, education, accountability, teaching empathy, and most importantly, support. As a community, we must take actions through strategies and policies, take emotional actions with compassion and connections, and ethical action by upholding the dignity and safety of our teens and young children. By doing so, we are not only reducing harm, but we are also building a generation that uses digital platforms responsibly, safely, and supports one another, rejects cruelty, and hold to their own accountability in all its forms. Thank you.